guys, welcome back to Bride Society. Today I'm showing you how to make this Christmas cracker as well as a wedding favour if your wedding is around Christmas time, but obviously it also works for your Christmas tables or whenever else you might want a Christmas cracker. So I'm showing you how to create the template and as well as adding these extra details here. I'm using my Cricut Maker to do this, but it will also work if you just have scissors or ideally a craft knife. The template I'm using is available to download from our website, which is linked in the description box below, and by visiting bridesociety.co.uk. And now I'm going to show you how to make your very own. So regardless of how you're cutting yours out, you're going to need a template to work from. So you can get one from our website, which is bridesociety.co.uk, and head to the downloads tab where you will see there are two templates here, both 11 inches by 6.3. This first one is a simple template, which is probably easier for those of you who are perhaps just using a craft knife or scissors. And the second one, which is slightly more complex, also available to download, which is more suitable for Cricut users, or perhaps if you're very good with a craft knife. So go ahead, download those, and then jump ahead to the relevant stage in the timestamps in the description box below. So if you want to use your Cricut to cut out your Christmas cracker rather than using scissors or a craft knife, then come over to Upload inside Design Space. You're gonna then want to upload the image that you've downloaded from our website. Come to Browse, select the image wherever it is you saved it. Then select the Simple Image Type option at the top here and hit Continue. Then you need to use the background remover tool to remove all of these grey areas simply by clicking on them. So you're going to have to do it for all these little triangles and the mistletoe as well as the surrounding background. That way your Cricut knows to not cut those out of anything. We don't want that. And as well the little slits across the bottom. Once you've done all that, you can go ahead and hit Apply and Continue. Or if you're not sure, you can always use Preview Cut Image. Of these two options, you're going to select the left-hand one, which is Cut Image, and then hit Upload. Then just make sure the correct image is highlighted, which it is. So then we're going to come to the bottom right-hand corner and just simply hit Add to Canvas. It's now dropped in, but obviously it's massive, as you can see up here. We're going to hit that padlock because we want to maintain the ratio, but we want to reduce it down to 11 inches wide. Now I'm just going to quickly change the colour to anything other than black because it'll help with the next step. Doesn't matter what colour for now, you can just any colour you like. Red's Christmassy. Now if you're here to learn how to use your scoring tools, what you're going to do, you're going to come over to this left hand side and select Shapes. Inside here at the top left there is a line, that is a score line. It drops in at this length. You can now click that and drag it to, in our case, where we want to put it, which is in the middle of these diamond shapes. And you can just simply change the length of it by clicking on the square box and dragging. I want the same on the other side, so I'm going to copy and paste that across and simply drag it into the matching place on the other side. I'm also going to do it for the little flappy tabs at the top to make those easier to fold. So again, I'm just going to copy and paste. And then I'm going to rotate that by 90 degrees because obviously I need it to go the other direction. There you go. Then just drag that to where you need it. And obviously we're going to have to extend it a little bit further just so it covers all three of the little tabs as well. And make sure you just line it up nice and precisely for just where you need it to fold, where you need it to bend. Once you're happy with your positioning, we need to attach those score lines to your cracker. So as you can see, I just clicked and dragged my mouse over the top there. And then I'm coming down to the bottom right hand side to click Attach. This now means that those score lines will land on top of your design correctly. When you then come up to this top right hand corner to hit Make It, you'll see it now all as one on the mat. If you've forgotten to do that, you'll see them laid out separately. If I were you, I would just move it away from the margins slightly, just to give yourself a bit of extra leeway, and then come down and hit continue. You then need to tell your machine what base material you're cutting out of so it can adjust the pressure accordingly. Hit browse on materials and come up to this drop down button, and I'm going to select paper, and then I think the closest thing to what I'm using is light pattern paper, so I'm going to go ahead and select that and hit done. Then we're going to need to load in the scoring wheel. This is the one with the number 1 next to it, as you can see there, and we're going to load it into clamp B. So you just pop it in the top there, hold it in place, and then lock it in like so. You then need to get your light grip mat and add your patterned paper to the mat. We're then going to load our material into the machine under the little guidelines on either side, and make sure all the star wheels are spread out. You'll then come up to the flashing arrow button and go ahead and press that so that it loads into the machine. Once it's ready, the C Cricut logo on top of the machine will flash, and you can go ahead and press that now, and the machine will make your score lines. When the machine has finished scoring, it will come to a stop and instruct you on the screen that you need to change tools. This is now changing to your fine point blade so that you can cut the rest of your cracker out. So this is the one with a very tiny tip on the top. So we're going to load it in just like we did with the scoring wheel into clamp B and closing shut like this to lock it into place. Then again, you're ready to press the flashing logo on top, and it will go ahead and finish off the rest of your cracker. We're now going to remove our design from the mat, so flip it over and peel the mat back from your design so that it keeps it nice and flat. Then grab your weeding tool and just pop out all of the remaining bits that haven't already kind of naturally fallen away. So just the bits that you've cut out that you don't need as part of your final design. Now, no matter how you chose to cut out your cracker, whether it was using your Cricut with me just now, or whether you have printed it, cut it out with scissors or craft knife, you're now going to be rejoining at this stage. If you were wanting to add any further embellishments, such as adding a person's name to it, if you were personalising the contents, that kind of thing, this would be the point at which to do that. If you're a Cricut user, we've created this little supplementary video on creating the personalised name for you as well, which we'll add a link to in the description box below as soon as it's available. So we're now going to assemble our cracker template. So start off by just bending over along the score lines we created if you did it using Cricut, and if not, or you didn't have the scoring wheel, just go ahead and make some gentle folds, creases, where you're ultimately going to want the card to flex easily later on. So that's all these little tabs at the top, as well as the diamond shapes down the side like you just saw me bend there. You can just see that little crease line there. That's where you're going to flex it. Once you've done that, we're going to flip it over and grab your toilet roll or any kind of cylindrical shaped object just to help you roll the piece of card in a nice even shape till it meets the other side. go ahead and grab your cracker snaps. And we're going to go ahead and just lie this flat across your cracker. Obviously position it somewhere where it's not going to be highly visible from the outside, so not on top of your cutout design on the wings, and not somewhere that's going to be affected by the flaps when we seal it. So somewhere about here is just about perfect. We're then going to secure that into place with a little bit of tape. I'm using washi tape, and we're just going to stick a little bit of that on either side of the snap part of your cracker snap. Now you've primed the card, we're going to curl it back over with just our hands till that little slot, starting with the middle one, meets that little tab on the other side, and we're going to push that through from the outside in. So you're going to just poke it through the hole. It might take a little bit of finagling, pushing it through until those little grooves hold it in place, and it will just act as a lock by itself. Once you've got that one, you're going to do the two outer ones. Then grab either side of your cracker and just flex them in towards each other, just where they should fold there. Make sure it's all holding together nicely. Grab your curling Christmas ribbon and cut a length of it to attach around just one end of your cracker for now. So you need to leave one end open and close the other. So just tie it round, make both ends the same length, and then just tie in a simple knot. We're then going to curl the ends with a pair of scissors. Obviously, please be careful when you're doing this. Then go ahead and fill your cracker up with whatever contents you like, just making sure that you're careful about the placement so that when the cracker snaps, the spark doesn't cause any issues. And once you're done, seal up the other side just like you did with the first one, and trim the edges of the cracker snap if they're just poking out at the end. And you're all done. Don't forget, if you want to learn how to add the extra name embellishment using Cricut, you can find the link to that video in the description box below once it's live. Thanks for watching, we hope you enjoyed it. Please hit the like button if you did, and subscribe if you would like more content like this.